Hello guys and welcome back to this series. Today's episode is gonna be all about applying some physics to the clothes of the characters and the hair. So I'll be using two different packs from the Unity Asset Store. Okay, the first one is the Dynamic Bones pack. It's you have to pay for it, but you can configure a lot of stuff. Okay, it has a lot of customization and a lot of parameters you can adjust, and it's a really cool pack. The other one I'm gonna be using is Unity 10, so it's free. We already talked about this pack in the last episode, so yeah, you can choose what pack you want. At the end, I managed to have similar results with each pack, so I'm gonna show you right now the different packs and the results, so you can see that the clothes and the hair behave really similar. Shogun Raiden has the Dynamic Bones pack applied to hair, and Xiao has the Unity Chan. So I'm gonna hit apply, and I'm gonna rotate the camera so you can see the clothes. Right, so I think that the results look similar. On Unity Chan pack, the physics applied to the clothes, I don't know, it seems like the clothes are somehow floating or something like this, but you can't apply some gravity, or you can't configure the gravity applied to the bones. So just keep in mind that can't configure a lot of stuff with Unity Chan than on Dynamic Bones you actually can. But again, for a free pack, I think it's, I don't know, it's good enough. You can see that the result for a free pack, I think it's good enough. There's still some issues happening, like for example this one. This shouldn't be happening, but I didn't take a look on how to fix it yet. I may in the future, who knows. But for now, we'll be only applying the physics to the bones. You can see that I didn't also apply the physics to this part of the clothes, and they are going into the leg of the character. If I had applied the physics because of the movement of the player going forward, the clothes would be stretched in that direction and would be going into the character's body. So I've just leave it like this with no physics, and maybe in the future I will take a look on, you know, applying some colliders on the legs and stuff, so this don't happen. But for now, we are gonna just apply the physics. So yeah, let's start. So before you skip to the part that you want of Dynamic Bones or Unity Chan, you need to have installed animation rigging. So just go to Window, Package Manager, okay, hit here, select Unity Registry, and type rigging. Okay, this should be here, and just click on install or import. I don't know what it says, but install the package into your Unity so you have it, right? Okay, so I've done it with Xiao and June for the example, so I'm gonna be using now Thongli, as I'm gonna be applying the physics to his hair and the clothes, because his hair looks more like Raiden's hair than Xiao, and the clothes, well, any character share more or less the same type of clothes, so I think it's a good test. Just disable the other two characters, and okay, here we have only. So I'm gonna be starting with Dynamic Bones. First I'm gonna do with Dynamic Bones, and then I will do it with Unity Chan. So keep in mind that this won't be a great in-depth tutorial, okay, because I'm somehow a little bit new to this physics stuff for clothes, but I will show you more or less what you need to do to apply the physics. So I'm gonna leave you right here the timestamp where I start with Unity Chan, so you can choose to see the Dynamic Bones, the Unity Chan, both of them, or leave the video. I hope not. Okay, let's start with only then. So for Dynamic Bones it's really easy. The first thing we need to do is just import again the animation rigging. So for that, we need to check that we have selected Sunli. Go to animation rigging, bone render setup, and you can see that now we have the bones. Okay, we can see the bones. This is really useful because if you didn't have the package, you would need to go through the hierarchy to select a bone, and all of this is in Chinese. I don't understand Chinese, so good luck with that, okay? But if, for example, you say, okay, I want to apply some physics to this bone, we can just click on the bone, it will show you the hierarchy of the bone, okay? So let's start. Just add component and type dynamic bone, and we have the dynamic bones script here. So the first thing is the roots. So this will be the start of the bones that we want to have some physics. So for example, if I want the hair, first of all click on this small icon here to lock the inspector. So then if I click on this bone, we can just drag and drop the bone to the roots of the character, okay? So I'm gonna be using right now the hair, and later we will do the clothes. So this is really cool for dynamic bones. You only need to assign the first bone, not the whole hair. So yeah, it's a win for us. For the parameters, I'm gonna be using, I've tested before obviously, I'm gonna be using some parameters that I just found work really well on Zhongli. If you want to know what everything of this does in detail, I'm gonna link down below a tutorial I found on YouTube by Sword. So she explains in great detail what everything does and how it all works and all this stuff. So if you are interested on knowing about all of this, just go to this tutorial, leave her a like, and okay, that's it, right? So I'm gonna be using my values here. I put 0.25, it's on 0.1, 0.7, okay, and 0.9. And on the damping distribution, we're gonna use this function where at the beginning of the hair it starts with this value, at the end of the hair it goes to 0. Perfect. So the damping distribution is, this part is the beginning of the hair, this part is the end of the hair, and you can assign, it will start on 0.25 and slowly go to 0. Okay, I'm gonna put the radius right now 0.03. The radius is just for if in the future we add colliders to the body of the character. So we have already had the radius size, and yep, that's it. We also can use some gravity. If you are gonna be using gravity, keep in mind that you need to assign really small numbers, for example like this, and you need to put the number in negative, okay? Because if you put a positive value here, the gravity applied will be upwards, will be up, so we don't want it. I'm not gonna be using gravity right now because with these values I've tested the hair and it looks fine. I'll show you right now. So you can see the hair is going through the body a little bit. We might need to put some colliders, but we will do it in the future. But you can see that the hair it's moving really natural, you know. So we have the hair right here, and we are gonna do the clothes right now. We have two options. So we select the clothes as well and use the same settings of the physics for the clothes, or we can just use another dynamic bones and here put the clothes, and we can have some other parameters to play around with the clothes physics. Okay, I'm just gonna remove the second dynamic bone script, and I'm gonna use the same physics for the hair and the bones. So just drag and drop the first bone of the clothes. Drag and drop. And as I said, I'm gonna be using just the back part of this part of the clothes, okay? So just gonna use 4 different bones that are these ones and these ones. So now if I hit play, go to the game, don't worry about this error. It's just that it doesn't work well sometimes when I put the big screen, but don't worry about the error. Once you open Unity again, it doesn't have errors. So you can see here that the clothes are now also moving, so the bones look more natural. Okay, so that's it. With dynamic bones it's really easy to do. Just put the script and select the parameters you want. The first bone of the clothes or the hair that you want to be apply the physics on, and that's it. It's really simple. So once you have only with the bones or your own character, you can stop it right here because we have ended the tutorial with dynamic bones. I'm gonna be using right now Unity chat. I'm gonna type the proper name, Ctrl D to duplicate, disable that one. Up. Okay, yeah. It was locked. Okay, and now so I'm gonna remove. Okay. So now I'm gonna use it with Unity chan. So again, same step as on dynamic bones. The first that we need to do is for the animation rig setup. So select the model, click on animation rigging, on render setup. If you haven't seen the video or in the part of the dynamic bones, I just explained that this render is just for us, so we can choose the bone we want to be the physics apply on. Okay, so we don't need to go through all here that it's on Chinese, so like understanding Chinese, and yeah, we can just click on the bone and it will show the hierarchy of the bones. So with this one already set up, we are gonna be using the Unity Chan pack, but we don't need the whole pack. Okay, we only need 4 scripts that I have right here. Okay, random wind, we can adjust some wind for the bones. Spring bone, this needs to be applied to each bone that we want physics on. Spring collider, this is just for collider, so the clothes collide with the body. And this is the spring manager, so the spring manager needs to be on the on the character. Okay. The issue with the Unity Chance pack is that, first of all, you can see here that you only have this for customization, where on Dynamic Bones you have all this, and you also have gravity. So you can't configure a lot of stuff like on Dynamic Bones, but it's cool. The other issue that Unity Chan has is that it's a little bit a pain in the ass to install all, because on Dynamic Bones, if you have the hair and you want the hair to be applied with some physics, you only needed to apply the script on the first bone. But with Unity Chan, you need to apply this spring bone script on each bone of the hair, so it's a pain in the ass. But luckily, I found on YouTube this awesome tutorial or step-by-step video. The only thing is that the video is in Chinese, so I will explain it to you now on English, but we are gonna be using the same process. So he made in Spring Manager, he made a small function that I'm gonna show you right now. You don't need to worry about all this code, just where it goes to context menu and obtain the bones of only. Change the name of only to any other character you have, and here I'm gonna show you right now what it does. So let's see that we want the hair to have physics. Okay, we need to put this script on each bone, but it's a pain. So what we can do is, if you can see now, the hair, are all of these bones, and you can see now that all of these bones starts with the 3 initials. Okay, on the name of the bones, these 3 initials never change. These 3 Chinese signs or characters or letters, what you want to call. So these 3 never change. So what this function does is that if the bones starts with those 3 initials or those 3 signs or whatever you want to call it, then it will apply this spring bone script on each bone. So we don't need to drag and drop it. Okay. So what we need to do in order to properly install the Unity Chan physics package is, let's say we want to be the physics applied on the hair. So you check the hair and see what is common on their names. What is common on their names, you just copy paste it and put it right here. Okay? Put it right here. And we also want the physics to be applied on this part of the clothes. So if you hit one of the bones, you can see now that this is the bone. Again, if you expand all these bones, you can see that the first two initials are always the same, and it works as well on each part of the clothes, right? So all this part of the bones are named the same in the first two initials. So you copy paste and you put it right here. If your own character, for example, as Shogun does, has also some clothes in the arm that are like this, and you want also the physics to be applied on them, just again, for example, let's imagine that these clothes will be here. So just hit on the bone and see what characters are common to all the names. For example, let's hit Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Okay, we have here the name. So just copy, paste, and put the name inside the brackets. Oops. Okay. So it will apply also the script to all of those bones. Okay. And that's it. A bit of a mess, I know, but this is how it works. So once you have already done it, you can just go back to Tonli, enable the other characters. So go back to Tonli, and on these three dots, you hit the three dots and obtain the bones. Click, and you can see that now Tonli has a lot of bones, and on each bone, the spring bone script has been applied. So we don't need it to drag and drop to any single bone. Okay, so now that we have the script applied to the bones, we just need to focus on the parameters. Again, I just tested before, so I'm gonna be using these values. You can use another values if you want, but I'll be using these ones. This is important. These two graphs that you can see here, you need to assign a function to them. I'm gonna be using this one to 1 and on 0, and in this one I'm gonna be using this one. If you don't put any function, it will show tons of errors. Okay, so you need to assign a function. This one, for example, what it does is that I'm gonna show you on the hair. This part of the function, okay, is the beginning of the hair, and this part of the function is the end of the hair. So, for example, this bone will have a stiffness force of 1, 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, again, until this one that will be on 0, because this value is on 0, okay? And the drag force, I will be using 0.8, and if I hit apply now, you can see in game. Again, don't worry about this error. So I rotate the camera and you can see that the hair is moving and the clothes are moving as well. So this will be it. We already have applied physics to to some bones, you can see, look, I'm gonna do it right now. For example, you can see that this part of the body of Sunli, let's say we want physics as well. You can see now that, for example, the names of the bones start with this. So just go here, go here, and the only thing you would need to do is to put the name inside. Okay. So if you change it so the name it's on the function as well, when you check on obtain the bones of the only, I'm not gonna do it because we already have all of this one. If I do it again, it will apply a second script on all of these bones. So think a lot before doing the obtain bones. Think a lot what bones you want physics on, because again, if I hit now obtain bones on only, it will apply a second script on all of these bones. Okay. But for example, I can just do this. It's safe. And now if I click on it, it also has applied the spring bone to this part of the body of Thornley. If I hit play now, you can see now that this collar, or I don't know how to call it, but it's also moving, right? So it's more realistic. So that will be it. I'm gonna show you right now side by side the two results with only. So I'm gonna just disable the camera, and this one I'm gonna put it right here. Right here, so we can see that on the left we have the Unity Chan package, and on the right we have the Dynamic Bone. So you can see that on the Unity Chan the clothes seems like they are lighter than on Dynamic Bones, but well, that's it. So that will be this episode. It's been a long one, but you can apply just any physics you want to any bone. It doesn't have to be a clothes, it can be anything. So yep, I'll see you in the next one, guys.